Like, what is going on? Perfection is going on. That's what's going on. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica, and of course, this is my channel. Okay, guys, we're just gonna hop right into it. It is a 1-year revision rhinoplasty update video. Usually I'm actually pretty good on filming like the updates, like the 3-month, 6-month, 9-month. I pretty much film it the exact week of that milestone, but today is December 22nd. I'm a little bit over 2 weeks late, but here I am in the flesh, and I'm here to give you guys a final update because now we're at the point where it's like, this is probably most likely the last video I'll be talking about rhinoplasties in depth. Yeah, of course I'll probably mention it here or there in other videos, but as I said before, I do not plan on getting a third. I do not plan. I refuse. I rebuke. No. I literally said, like, only if I literally break my nose. Like, if I fall, or how do people break their nose? If I'm playing a sport. You will not catch me playing a sport. But you know what I mean. Like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Nose surgery is the most annoying surgery ever. Maybe not. But you know, it's bad. It's not fun. The healing is not great. Like, it's... Okay, maybe it's not the most annoying, but it just sucks, honestly. There's nothing really great about it, to be honest. But we know how I feel about that. Yes, I'm wearing makeup right now, but don't worry. I took some profile shots before wearing makeup, so I will post that in this video as I talk about it. But yeah, let's go over everything. So, for the people that are new here, brief history, takes about 30 seconds. I got my first rhinoplasty December 2019 by Dr. Bora in Turkey, Istanbul. And then basically I didn't love the results. They were okay. Felt a little, it looked a little bit too natural. Like, you know how there's like the natural where, okay, your surgeon did a great job, it looks so natural. And then there's the other type of natural where it's like, did anything even happen? Like, not in a good way, you know? So that's how I was feeling. So I was like, okay, we're gonna do a revision because we are, I want to, and I did. And then December 2021. Yeah, sorry, the dates. So yeah, December 2021 is when I got my revision. So basically exactly 2 years after. I think it was like 3 days under 2 years, but wait, I'm just gonna say 2 years. So 2 years after I got my revision, and here we are a year after my revision, and ta-da! So extra. Can I just say it's also not, like, I think maybe 10 p.m. Why can't I see? That's what I get for getting a privacy screen. Can't even see my own screen. It's 9:30 p.m. I have a ring light going. Like, I need to get this video out, and I will do it for you guys. But you know what? Enough of the blibber blobbering. This has been going on for 5 minutes. 5 minutes too long. So let's get into the real thing. So, before I get started though, let me get some water because I've been just talking way too much. Great. That was the last sip. Sorry, but I don't think I said my second surgeon's name. How rude of me. It was Dr. Emrah Celik. It was also in Istanbul, Turkey. The reason why I don't want to say keep going to Istanbul or just went to Istanbul again the second time is because they are actually really good with African American noses. And honestly, I couldn't find a really good surgeon in Toronto, at least like even surrounding areas, for me to be like, yeah, like I'll go to them, because obviously ethnic noses is not going to be the same as Caucasian noses. I was not going for a Caucasian nose, because if I was, I would just stay here. And I wanted to go to someone who is good with ethnic noses. Okay, so final thoughts. I'm super in love with my nose. Like, I literally look at it every day. I'm just like, wow, I love it. I love it. There is nothing I would change about it. Like, this is not, you know, like, haha, like my first surgery. I was like, yeah, there's nothing I'm gonna change. But no, for real, like, no, because I am not going to that country ever again for surgery reasons. Like, no, like, what is going on? Perfection is going on. That's what's going on. Sorry, it's just, you know, I am really happy. I do remember though that with my first rhinoplasty, within the first year and second year, there were some slight changes. So like maybe that will happen, but I don't know. Like, if my nose stayed like this from now until the day that I die, I'd be happy. Like, nothing more needs to happen. But I feel like everything is fine. if you've been following along on my journey, you may have some questions about the septal perforation that I had after my first rhinoplasty. So if you're new here, let me explain just a little bit. After my first rhinoplasty, I had septal perforation, which is basically like a hole in your septum, and like you hear whistling when you breathe. I think it just depends on the size of the hole, but for some people, it will literally be every inhale or every exhale, whatever, depending on where the hole is. For me, it wasn't like all day, every day, but it was definitely like significant enough where I was like, yeah, something's not right. I did bring it up to him and like his nurses or whatever, but they said they've never had that happen before. They said la 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 la. All I know is that I never ever honestly in my life heard my nose whistle before my first rhinoplasty, so that's all I'm gonna say. We don't put the blame game here, but I'm just saying if 1 + 1 is equaling 2, then. And I will note that Dr. Bora is not an ENT, which I knew that going in, but I also like really loved his results, so I didn't really think too much of it. And obviously, like, you know, when you're an ENT, which is ear, nose, throat doctor, yes, I believe, yes, yes, yes. You just have a little extra qualification, a little extra specialization, you know, and it just helps, especially if you're doing anything with your ENT, ears, nose, throat, whatever, right? So when I was looking into my second rhinoplasty, I was like, I definitely want the second surgeon to be an ENT because first of all, yes, I'm doing a revision, so it's going to be a little bit harder, I assume. And also I want to work on the septal perforation because I'm like, we need to do a 2-in-1. So through like, I guess, I don't even know how I found Dr. Celik. I think through research, probably Facebook and just groups and stuff. I found Dr. Celik, and then I obviously went to him and booked and everything, and then he fixed my issues, plus the septal perforation, which is great. I want to say that the whistling is gone, but I also want to say that when it's very stuffy, I get very congested, and I'm not able to breathe properly, and I think my airflow is like not okay. But when I'm saying this out loud, I feel like, isn't that everyone in the world? Like when it's stuffy and you're congested, you just can't breathe properly, and like it'll just sound very weird. But I can't do it now because it's cold outside. This is not even an actual issue or a problem. It's just something that I noticed. But I'm like, oh, okay, true. Just being honest with you guys. I definitely don't want to be like, yeah, everything's perfect 1000%. But I'm like, yeah, that's something I noticed. I'm going to show you guys some side-by-sides of my noses. That sounds weird. Of my noses. But the first one is going to be after my first rhino, and the second one is going to be obviously now. I always get asked, like, can I see pictures of like your pre-first rhino nose? And like, honestly, it literally is pretty much the exact same of what Dr. Bora did. So, sorry. Like, I would actually... I can't even find any videos. If you really, really want to see my old nose, my natural nose, I will put a link down below of my first ever YouTube video, which is basically when I was going to go get the surgery from Dr. Bora. And when I'm vlogging, obviously before the surgery, you can see my actual nose. So I'll put that link down below if you want to see it. There's that. So yeah, this is basically a side-by-side of my first nose, as you can see, and then my nose now. This is literally taken today, side-by-side comparison. Okay, now we're gonna get into like the nitty-gritty up close. Okay, first of all, so sorry for all my facial hair. Like, what is going on? And my nose hair, like, this is crazy. I'm putting this on the World Wide Web. Oh my god. It's fine. Okay, we're gonna talk about this scar right here. And then you can kind of see these two. So if you know, which I'm sure some of you do, after my last rhinoplasty, I had stitches here, as most people do, I think. And I kind of just ripped, I'm sounding like a child. I ripped them out. Honestly, don't do that. I say in every video, every rhino video at least, please don't copy from me. Like, I'm here to tell you guys what not to do, because obviously I just don't know how to listen sometimes. Yeah, so that's where those two scars are from, but they're healing quite well. Ow, fuck my leg. I actually have so much nose hair, it's so embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed. This side we have this scar, which this one kind of goes into the fold, so it's fine. This I only noticed after my second rhino. I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. This scar is more prominent, more textured, I would say. I did talk about, not even possibly, but just like the idea of getting microneedling, I guess all on my face. I don't think you can really go in and be like, can I get microneedling for these 2 inches? But yeah, I did talk about the possibility of like maybe getting microneedling if I wanted to in the future, just to like smooth out that texture. Honestly, never did it. I talked about this 3 months ago because like I am just like, I don't know, I just don't care. I really just don't care that much. If I ever get to the point where I'm like, oh my god, I care, or like I want this like to be gone, or I want it to be more flat or whatever, obviously I'll just like get microneedling and look into it because both my estheticians do it. But now I'm just like, don't care. I'm just too much in a happy place to be like, oh, let's fix this, let's fix that. Like, no, I'm fine. You know, I'm fine. Now we're gonna go into my rib scar. I do have my rib cartilage in my nose. For my first rhino, I didn't have any rib cartilage in my nose at all, and it was a closed rhinoplasty. Should have said that in the beginning as well. And then my second one is when I got the rib cartilage put in my nose, and it was an open rhinoplasty. Obviously, there's a little bit of a difference there. It's like two opposite surgeries. But yeah, that's basically like a mini breakdown of what I got throughout those surgeries. Okay, so this is my updated rib scar for 12 months. I don't know if it's just the lighting or what it is, but I kind of feel like my rib scar looked better at the 9-month mark. Did it not? I feel like it did. So what's going on there? I don't know. But honestly, it's another thing too where I'm just like, IDC. IDC. Obviously, some of you guys already know this, but when I first saw my rib scar, like after the surgery, I started freaking out because I thought it was a keloid because it looked like this. But everything was actually all fine because it ended up being like what it is now, like super flat and pretty much gone, but still there. Pretty much gone, but still there. So yeah, I think I'm just in my mind. I just remember freaking out so much. Guys, I can't even watch the vlogs because I know how badly I was freaking out, and I was like, I need to get this fixed, like what's going on? I was literally searching up like keloid injectors back in Toronto. It was a mess. It was a mess. So when I look at my scar now, I'm like, oh, like I'm chilling. I'm chilling. It's just definitely not what it was in the beginning, which I'm very happy about because I've never gotten a keloid before and I just didn't know how to treat it. Like I didn't know what to do, and I was kind of going through it. But yeah, we're good now. I will say for all my scars, like all my scars, my nose and my rib scar, I do not remember putting any ointment or scarring gel or any of that within, like, since the last video, truthfully. Like maybe I literally think maybe once or twice in 3 months for my nose, but I don't know. Like I feel like at this point, like, whatever. For my rib, no, I actually have tretinoin, and I put it on one time, but then I was like, I don't know if that was a good idea. Then I started searching on Real Self, I believe. Other people who I guess have gotten surgery or getting rhinoplasties asked the same questions, like, can I use Renin A or tretinoin? I think they're part of the same family, retinol basically, on my rib scar. And all of the comments, like doctor, not, oh my god, why did I say doctors like that? They're real doctors. I just mean like the doctors who answer. Me trying to backpedal. The doctors who answer were basically saying like no. Like none of them were like, yeah, that's okay to use, or just like the skin here and like it may get darker before it gets, just like all these things. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just not the best thing to use Renin A there. I used it literally one time, and then I, like, as I was putting it on, I was like, why am I doing this? And then I searched, and then yeah, I was like, yeah, maybe not. So maybe from that one time is why it looks a little bit like darker now. Because literally for my 9-month video when I showed it, it was like almost gone. But now it's like almost there, almost gone, you know? But that's that. With rhinoplasties, or basically like any surgery, obviously there's side effects. And sometimes within the surgery, one of them can be scars. And it's just like up to you to treat it and heal it the best way that you can if you want to. Okay, so we're gonna go into like the feeling now and touch and stuff. I do remember in my 9-month post-op how I was saying that like it's still a little bit hard, like harder than I thought. And now for my 1-year thoughts, okay, underneath here is definitely more soft than it was 3 months ago. I'll tell you that for sure. The actual nose itself, definitely more soft than it was. But it's so weird that I didn't even realize this until, like, I kid you not, like, I think it was November. I can actually check the date because it was a weird situation that happened. Okay, so it was on November 7th. I was coming home. I was on a flight. And when my ears pop, the best way for me to unpop my ears is basically hold my nose, blow out, and whoop, it'll pop, right? So that was November 7th. I was coming home. So 3 weeks before that, the same thing happened to me. My ears popped and I was like, whatever, doing my thing. But I do remember that, like, it was hard and I was like, it was more difficult for me to like pop my ears basically, or unpop my ears. And then when I did it on that November 7th, I don't know what happened, but I just like realized in that moment, I'm like, holy, like something changed. Like my nose was just like so, I don't want to say malleable, but more just like soft, more broken in. That's not the right word. It just felt more real, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But I will say that honestly, it does not feel 100% natural. And I personally, I don't think it ever can if you have rib cartilage in there. Because like, how? It doesn't feel like you have steel in there or something like, you know, super hard. But it just is like, okay, something's going on, you know, something's going on. So yeah, since November 7th, I don't know what happened that day, what happened on the plane within the couple of weeks, but it definitely feels more like, you know, like you can even see the movement. Before, it was like you couldn't even see movement. So we're moving along quite fine. And possibly within the next few months, like it might be more movable, but I don't know, like, frig, I don't know. Everyone's different. So this is just my experience and what is happening with me. Okay, so I think I went through everything, guys, but knowing me, I probably forgot something. So if you want a question answered, honestly, just leave it in the comments down below and I'll answer you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am so happy I'm at my 1 year mark. For now, I will say there will be no more updates, but maybe I'll make like a 2-year one. Who knows? But I don't think anything will be different, so I feel like there's no point in that. But we'll see. Also, one more thing to let you guys know, because this helped me a lot. If you're planning on going to Dr. Celik, you want more information about Dr. Celik, you went to Dr. Celik, anything you want to know about Dr. Celik, basically, there is a WhatsApp group chat that I can invite you into. But the thing is, if you really want to get in, you're going to have to email me because I just don't use Instagram and you just can't message me on TikTok. So yeah, email me and I will just send you the link to the chat because it is so helpful and there's people in there every day, like people who have just had surgery, people who were like literally going the next day. It's very like inclusive, very nice community. Like I love it. I honestly don't write in there too much, but I do see like pretty much everything. And yeah, it's super helpful, super great. And yeah, if you want any information about Dr. Celik, just email me and I'll send you the link and you can be in. But yeah, that is basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. Follow me on TikTok right here to see more of me. And my nose if you want. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It helps me a lot. And yeah, bye guys.